We met for coffee, and I assumed Katrina wouldn't like me, and I was like, well, you know, it's just coffee. If she hates me, it's just coffee. But then we met at the coffee shop, and I saw her standing outside the coffee shop, and she was on the phone. I almost hit a parked car. It was like, and yeah, we hit it off, and
we got engaged 3 months later.
yes, we did. It was a very quick whirlwind romance.
Yeah. We've been married for like 5.5 years, and I wanted to have a baby right away, and that didn't happen, and so we started the adoption process right away.
Yes, we fostered Eris and Ryder, and adopted them just in November. They're native and white, and Ryder, they both have fetal alcohol syndrome, and and Eris started out kind of, Eris likes to pretend to be Barky the dog, and so it was through Barky the dog, who was a boy, and Eris would tell you definitively Barky is a boy, that Eris started telling us that he was also a boy, not just Barky.
Ryder, and that's Eris.
They have a history of mental illness in their family, and so Eris exhibits signs of that. What we think is unrelated to his gender transition, and so trying to find therapists to understand that maybe he has a mental illness problem
that's not related in any way to his gender identity.
Yeah. So I think since we joined Transforming Families, we've gotten a lot more information and
more resources.
And we actually just met. We went to I don't remember who put the conference on, but a conference for families of LGBT and gender non-conforming kids, and there was a two-spirit male therapist there. And so we know they're out. They're out there. But even for people who we felt like, even for people who were sort of already in the community, who already have a lot of language surrounding this, even for us, it's been a little bit of a struggle to find the right resources, to find the right people. But I will say this, Eris goes to school here in St. Paul, and so much work has been done before us that when all he had to do, we just had to write, there's a form, and he's like, and I asked him, do you want to be a boy or a girl at school? Boy. So I wrote M, and then that was it, and then I signed it. That was and I let his teacher know, and she was like, oh, thanks for telling me. Let me know if anything comes up, and nothing has. But I don't think that your experience with your parents prepared you for having
a transgender child. No, it never occurred to me.
And I think at first, I was the one who was like, all right, you can be whoever you want. And you were like, you're too little to know. Which was really funny too. And also we had not told the children. They didn't know. They didn't know. We were kind of waiting until the adoption was finalized and waiting for them to bring up questions about your childhood and whatever. But then one day they just asked, Ryder, and we don't know where the question came from, but Ryder just asked you one day, he was like, were you a girl or a boy when you were a little kid? Yeah. And this is several months after Eris had already socially transitioned, and even still sometimes, they never remember that. When we talk about people who were born one way. Where actually Eris is the one who always tells us, remember when you thought I was a girl? Which really I think is an important distinction, because he lets us know you guys were wrong. Yeah. I've always known that But you guys were very silly. You guys were very
I think they might ask more questions later on, but
Yeah.
right now they haven't seen me any other way, so I'm just me
Yeah.
to them. So, and we haven't really shown them any pictures of me before, but I think,
Yeah, yeah.
have we? Oh, what was the reaction? I don't know.
They were like, "Oh, you have long hair,"
Yeah.
and they thought
I have hair.
They thought that was really funny that you haven't always been bald.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not like now and you're all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's funny. We actually started going to Transforming Families support group because of Ryder, because Ryder identifies as Two-Spirit, and he's just a very fancy child. You know, he likes.
He used to like to have his nails painted.
Yeah, he likes and he loves jewelry and he likes leggings and just
But he's definitely a boy.
yeah. So he's always also identified as a male. I am a boy,
Yes.
and that's for him based on his anatomy. Like he's like,
I have a long penis.
I have a long penis, and
Yes.
kids are so
I know.
And that's the thing that was so funny when Eris would be like, "This is my penis." And at first we would correct him because he was, he was like 3. He was just starting to talk really, and they're both late talkers, and we were like, "Oh, no, that's a girl part," and he was like, "It's a penis," and we were kind of let it go.
Yeah.
And then one day he was crying and he was really upset, and he's like, "Why I can never be a real boy?" And we're like, "What do you mean? It's up to you." And he was like, "Because I have a girl penis." And then we told him like, "Well, it's short, but whatever you say it is what it is, but it's short." And we told him lots of boys feel that they have a short penis and they wish it was longer too, and they just try to normalize it in that way. Like that's like whatever we kind of just trust him, and we every day, like when he was kind of going back and forth. Between I'm a girl, I'm a boy, I'm both. You think I'm a girl, but I'm really a boy. Those days we would just say, "You can be whatever you want, but you have to be nice."
Yes.
And that's our message.
Yes, you have to be nice.
Your gender doesn't matter to us,
Yes.
but you need to be kind. Well, Eris gave me a message to share earlier. I guess he doesn't want to relay it now, but his message was that if someone tries to tell you who you are, tell them, "Stop! No, I know who I am, and you need to treat me good." And so that was his message that he told me earlier. He wanted to tell people, and he wanted to tell parents, you can't tell anybody if they're a boy or a girl, only they know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's good advice. And I would say overall, even though we have had some feelings or experiences or whatever, actually this has been pretty easy. It's been, it's not, and I think that in reality, anybody, all parents have fears for your children, for their safety, for all of those things. But a lot of that is just fear of the unknown. And I think maybe male to female transgender children and people have some
Harder.
more scary statistics and things that they're working through.
Yeah.
But I would say overall, who your kid is now in the elementary school is pretty great, and you're gonna. It's.
I'm glad. I think it's going to be. I hope not. Whatever wood, metal.
Yeah.
That it will be easier for Eris than it was for me.
Yeah.